How to open a shop of Oriental sweets from scratch. Not everyone has knowledge in the field of entrepreneurship, but at the same time they want to have their own business and have a certain amount for a startup. In this case, you need to invest in an area that does not require a lot of skills and abilities, for example, as an Oriental sweets business. There are thousands of people in Russia who love the delicacies of the East, so there is always a demand. Analysis of demand, market and competitor stores. Synergy conducted a study, as a result of which it was revealed that 40% of all Russians spend about 500 rubles on sweets every month. Of these, 7% prefer baklava, marshmallow, Turkish delight, etc. There are more than 1,000 stores with sweets in the country, but there is a chance to take your place in a niche if you think carefully about the business plan of an Oriental sweets store. Business formats. Business formats. Thinking about opening an Oriental sweets store, you need to choose how exactly the goods will be sold. There are several options, each with its pros and cons. Island. It opens in large and medium-sized shopping centers. The initial investment is minimal. The rent is high, as is the demand. Score. The best decision. You can firmly consolidate your position, declare yourself on the positive side. There is a prospect of opening a grocery chain. Shop online. Requires knowledge in the field of internet marketing, or you will need to invest in a competent specialist in advertising. With a successful scenario, it will be possible to get a good profit, but with limited assortment. What you need to open a Turkish sweets business. In order for a Turkish sweets business to work and generate income, you need to register it correctly and pay attention to important details. Profitability depends on the location of the store, suppliers and financial capabilities. What you need to open a Turkish sweets business. What documents are needed to open? Based on applications to local authorities, it is required to obtain the status of an individual entrepreneur and choose a simplified system for paying mandatory taxes and fees. This is enough to start your own business. You will also need to assign an OKPD code to your products, which is registered with Rosregister. Without it, the sale of food products in Russia is impossible. How to choose the right place. No need to rent premises for sale near supermarkets, grocery stores and markets. In such places, sweets are usually cheaper, the competition is too high. Good location. Within walking distance from residential buildings. Parks and gardens. Near schools, kindergartens, developing complexes. The area is about 70 square meters for the average range. How to choose the right place. What equipment will be needed? Inventory is not required, unless the plans are to sell milkshakes or lemonades of their own production. It is enough to equip the rented premises with a counter for settlement with customers, stands with shelves for goods, a refrigerator, a cash register and a cashless payment terminal. Store staff. Oriental sweets shop as a business can be run alone. However, to provide customers with a decent level of service, it will take 2 sellers, a cleaning lady. If you plan to deliver products around the city, a courier. In conditions of shortage of funds for the payment of wages, relatives and acquaintances can be involved. Product range and suppliers. The range depends on the location of the point of sale. In a prestigious area, unusual and exclusive sweets. If there are competitors nearby, a product that is not available in similar stores. In a residential area, inexpensive delicacies are by weight. There are no problems with suppliers in Russia. 200 companies are engaged in the production of flour Turkish sweets, 150 enterprises are engaged in the production of sugary products. Product range and suppliers. How much money do you need to open? About 550,000 rubles are needed to open it. This includes registration of individual entrepreneurs, repair of premises, purchase of goods, advertising campaign. Every month, a Turkish sweets business requires investments of about 100,000 rubles for renting premises, salaries for employees, and updating goods. You can only save on staff if you work on your own. How much can you earn on Oriental sweets? The markup on goods can be up to 160%. Spending 75,000 rubles on the purchase, you can get 180,000 rubles. Minus mandatory payments, a total of about 80,000 rubles per month. How much can you earn on Oriental sweets? Possible risks. The main risk is the inability to make healthy competition. It is required to maximally interest buyers with your product without loss of quality. There is a high probability that the cost of rent or prices from suppliers will rise. The entrance from the first position is the conclusion of a contract for a long time, in the second, the search for a new suitable partner. Oriental sweets business is suitable for beginners. A startup requires minimal financial investments, but takes time and effort, but pays off within 5 months. It is important to learn how to deal with competitors and resort to advertising.